Hey, man, it's been a lot of rumors going wild that Shakur Stevenson is contemplating pulling out of the fight with Kid Austin because he's still injured. Well, we're going to break down those rumors. You're going to find out if those rumors are true or not. Also, we're going to find out, is Shakur Stevenson still injured? Before we do that, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and do me one favor. Wait till you hear what I have to say before you start coming. Let's cook. So, yeah, a couple days ago, rumors started running wild that Shakur Stevenson was just about ready to pull out of the fight with Kid Austin. You know how these dudes do. They say that they have a reliable source that's close to the camp that gave them information that they, have that says that Shakur Stevenson is ready to pull out of the Kid Austin fight because his surgically repaired hand, is not healing, right? Well, let's talk about that before we even get into, is Shakur Stevenson even injured? Well, I saw the rumors. I don't know if you've seen them. They come and say that they got a reliable source. Well, it's cap. It's another made up false story by these dudes that just run around on X making up stories when it comes to Shakur and also when it comes to Devin Haney. It's a lot of lies being made up, It's like, man, they choose fighters that they want to bully, and then everybody runs rampant on them fighters. And it's just sickening, But if you're going to come out with stories, make sure the stories are real. They just want to come out with false stories to get clicks and to have everybody jump on it to start criticizing. Because as soon as this story dropped, you had everybody jump on it talking about, Shakur's never going to fight. He's another Keith Thurman. All he is injured all the time. He keeps pulling out of fights. And it's just crazy, man. The man pulled out of one fight in his whole career, and it was this last fight with Joe Cordina. But the funny thing is the same people, right, that's coming up with these false stories about him coming up with the false stories that he's going to pull out because he's injured, are the same people that said that he faked his injury, that he set up the whole video when he fell on the ground holding his hand and sparring because he was afraid of Joe Cordina, because he didn't want to fight Joe Cordina, so he faked the injury. The same people that said that he made up being injured in the Edwin De Los Santos fight. The same people that said that he made up a story when he said that his hands was hurting him, that he was injured in his last fight against Artrum. So it's funny, man. Y'all look crazy, but it's cap. He is not about to pull out of the fight with Kid Austin. He got about 3 more weeks, and that fight is on and popping. Matter of fact, he just spoke on it this past weekend, and he said that he can't wait to get to action, right? Now, the real question is Shakur Stevenson still having hand problems? Is his surgically repaired hand injured? Is it fully healed? Well, if you listen to Shakur whenever he's asked about his hands, he never tells you that it's 100%. He tells you, I'm using it in sparring, I'm training, and I'm punching with it, and we got to see how it feels with 8-ounce gloves on. That tells you right there that Shakur Stevenson, he's still injured. His hand is not fully healed. It ain't fully healed. And I'm not just saying this because I think, I'm saying this because of what I've seen. Now, does this mean that he gonna have problems in the Floyd Schofield fight? Nah, I think he'll beat Kid Austin with one hand. We seen him beat Edwin De Los Santos with one hand. So I know he can beat Kid Austin with one hand. I'm not worried about that, The thing is the real question is what people want to know. If his hands are still injured, is he going to let his hands go? Well, we got to wait and see the fight, but let me put these pictures up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Right here, somebody took a picture of Shakur Stevenson just this past Saturday at the fight. Now you can look at his knuckle, man. You can look at his whole hand and see that it doesn't look fully healed. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because you had to major surgery and you still punching on it. You still getting wrapped on it. And his hands, they don't look right. Let's just keep it a buck. They don't look right. I got another picture I'm going to show y'all right here. This was a couple weeks ago, and he put up a clip on Instagram, and he was, at the table with his team, and they was playing spades, I believe. They was playing cards. And you can see right here. So on both of these pictures that I got up showing y'all, you can see that his hands don't look fully healed. And then, like I said, when you go back to when you listen to him talk about it, he'll never tell you that his hands are 100% healed. When a fighter, when they're 100%, they gonna tell you right off the rip, look, I don't got no issues. Yeah, I'm back to 100%. I don't have no problems. You don't hear him say that. And he keep it so real that he refused to tell you that, because he know that his hands ain't really 100%. That's why he tell you that, well, he's throwing it with full speed and full power with the 16-ounce gloves on, right, that he's sparring in, 14 ounce, 16 ounces that he's sparring in, and that he's working out with on the heavy bag. But he did keep it real. He told y'all, we got to see come fight night with the 8 ounces on. Them 8 ounces is much different. You could feel everything penetrate through them 8-ounce gloves. And it's going to be real vital who wraps his hands, right? He going to need to have his hands wrapped very well, because if they not, he could have a problem going into that fight. Y'all got to think, man, when fighters is punching, man, you hitting bone on bone a lot of times when you catching it, when you hitting elbows and all of that, man. So, his hand very well could act up in the Floyd Schofield fight. Now, do I think it's going to make a difference when it comes to him losing? Nah, not at all. He'll beat Floyd Schofield with one hand, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. He gonna beat him with one hand if he got to, right? Hopefully he don't have to, but I'm just saying we seen him do it with Edwin De Los Santos. And Kid Austin ain't on the level of Edwin De Los Santos. So yeah, he gonna go out there and get the W regardless. But what fans want to know, is he gonna let his hands go? Are we gonna see the Shakur of old, the Shakur that we saw when he first came to 135, the Shakur that we saw at 126, the Shakur that we saw at 130, not only being a counterpuncher, right, but catching and shooting and just letting his hands go and walking guys down. So that's what fans want to know. And that's still a question to be answered, because we got to see come fight night, because once you get in that ring, if your hands start hurting again, we seen in the Artem fight, he had clear openings to let his hands go, but then we later found out that, man, his hands was hurting. When you got hand injuries, you're not throwing them with full power and full speed, because that shit hurt. A lot of y'all ain't been in the ring and felt that before. So, lies that he's going to pull out the fight. He ain't pulling out the fight. You know what I'm saying? But is he still injured? If you ask me, and if you look at the pictures that I showed y'all, it don't look like that he's 100% healed. And did he give himself enough time to heal his hands 100%? Don't look like he did, but hey, he a dog. Shakur dog, and people don't want to give him credit for being a dog, but he gonna get the job done regardless if you like it, you hate it, or you love it. Anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Dang, I'm talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.